The housing crisis in Utah is more like an emergency, according to the Salt Lake Board of Realtors. As prices skyrocket, home sales are falling. And joining us now to talk about this in depth is Tony Semerad, reporter for the Salt Lake Tribune. So Tony, your article that you wrote on this really dived into a lot of different aspects of what they're saying is an emergency. But let's start with that emergency statement that those realtors put out yesterday. Kind of, I guess, in general, what were they saying is behind this?
Okay, well, they are keying off a national report that came out on Wednesday that estimates a housing shortage across the country of about 5.5 million units. This would be single-family homes, apartments, townhomes, all that sort of stuff. And these, of course, the realtors are, of course, the people that help us buy and sell our homes, and they're saying that situation very much exists in Utah as well. They don't have enough homes to show or to sell. Listings are way down, and it's really pinching prospective buyers.
And I know that those prices are going up, as anyone who's been watching the market has seen. And you listed some of those numbers. We actually made a graphic on that so people can see exactly what those numbers are showing. So in March, it was $500,000, and then 2 months later in May, that shoots up to, or was that June, shoots up to, I think it was May, shoots up to 535. And that's actually what you had written, a 31% or 128,000 increase above last year. So how is this affecting buyers and sellers, people who want to put their home on the market or people who have their home on the market?
Well, it illustrates this sort of pandemic-driven demand in our housing market that represents an $128,000 increase in the median price for Salt Lake County in 1 year. As I said, buyers and their representatives are increasingly desperate out there. The average the average listing gets about between 30 and 40 offers and is sold in 5 days. If you're a would-be buyer out there, you're having to pony up a lot more money than you might have expected, and even then, you're trying 3 or 4 times before you're actually finding someplace to buy. So it's pretty desperate.
Yeah, and that 30 or 40 offers, that's crazy. And you mentioned that homes are going in like 5 days or probably even less than that.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned that, this is a national problem, but what does that housing gap look like in Utah? Because you talked a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, we're by various estimates, we're short between 45 and 50,000 homes right now, and even in spite of home builders building at an incredible pace, they're sort of building up against this incredible kind of pent-up demand, which has only been accelerated by the pandemic, right? People are interested in buying homes with additional rooms or backyards, and there's been incredible demand in the market.
Right, yeah, and that was one thing you had mentioned, was that the market is turning a little bit to those homes with the yards. People are working from home, and I know that there'd been a push for high-density housing, for affordable housing, so it sounds like some of those needs are changing with that gap, that we just don't have enough of some of those homes.
Yeah, I mean, the shortage really does apply to all kinds of homes, from the sort of traditional single-family homes in the suburbs to apartments downtown. It's a considerable shortage.
Yeah, and so what did the realtors say should be done to help this, or maybe some solutions to this emergency, this crisis?
Yeah, well, we build across the country last year, we built about 1.3 million additional homes, added those to the housing stock. And this national report that our local realtors are keying off of is calling for, a stepped up construction campaign over the next 10 years, maybe included in some of Congress's debates about infrastructure. They're calling for up to 2 million homes to be built per year for 10 years. And only then would we start to catch up with this gap.
Wow. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens from here now that they've kind of made that call. Well, thanks again, Tony Semerad from the Salt Lake Tribune. We appreciate your insight, and anyone who hasn't read that article, definitely go online and check it out. Thank you.